What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Quick Cultural Conversation with Arc Republic. I'm here with my boy, my family, even, like this fam right here. Special guest today, we have Prince Angelus. What up, man?
What up, bro? How's it going?
Oh, it's going, man. How's everything with you? What you working on? You always got stuff brewing. What's going on with you? Let's lay that out before we get into it.
Man.
Get your shameless plug in.
I'll be trapped in the dungeon, man. I'm still working on the project. I've changed it about three times. You know how that go as a creator. Um, there was more things I wanted to touch on topic wise that was happening currently. That is happening currently. So I went back into the lab. Changed a few things, put some finishing touches on a few things. But yeah, man, it's coming along. Like I'm about 95, 98% there. But finishing is like the hardest part. It's like, when do I take my hands off?
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
So I'm just dealing with that, man. Still just doing my thing, out here living,
What's the last
everything is
thing you
cool.
put out so people can go get it? What's the last record you put out? Because you've been putting like you'll do like one offs. You've been put like one little one offs
Yeah.
off. You know what I'm saying? So tell them like the last one so they can go check it out. Because everything you've been putting out been fire to me. You've been in your bag, dog. So I want to make sure the people get a chance, to check you out.
Appreciate that, bro. Last record I put out was called Fuck the Streets. It was right off the back of, there was like some controversy with 21 Savage and like Young Thug and them, on the internet talking about fuck the streets and all this stuff. And the basis of the record was pretty much just talking about not turning your back on the people that actually made you, who you are today. And in return, instead of saying fuck the streets, like support those who are in the streets. You know what I mean? Those who are like show them a better way,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just like neglecting them and saying, oh, forget that. You know what I mean? Y'all came from that same place. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, and you guys actually made a way. So show them how to, you know, make that way as well. So that's pretty much what the song was about. Um, Make sure y'all check that out. I kind of tell a story. I give a history, from the South and how people from the South moved over to the West. You know what I mean? And how we're kind of like deep into that culture as well. Even though we live over here on the West Coast, we got family back there. You know, um, and I also dive into like kind of like the corporate side of what I think the Fuck the Streets movement means. We all we all come from the hood or whatever. You know what I mean? And if our opinions on our music isn't appreciated any longer, then who has to say on what's you know what I mean within our
Exactly.
culture?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
touched on that in that song. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all check it out. It's pretty deep. I have fun writing the record. Got a West Coast bop to it, of course. So
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure y'all go check that out. So what I want to talk to you about, real quick, real briefly, is AI in music today and how it affects hip hop specifically, right? First, tell me your thoughts on like the AI music movement that's going on.
um, I'm kind of split in between on it. I think it depends on how it's being used. If you're using it as a tool, fine. But if you're using it to create a whole body of work in 5 minutes, you know what I mean? Then I think that's when it becomes a problem.
Hmm.
I had an argument with someone about this. Not an argument, but a disagreement. And this dude was like, "Yeah, I just made an album in like 30 minutes using Suno," and I was just like, "You didn't make nothing, bro. Like, you didn't make nothing. The
That's the
machine made
key
it
right
for
there.
you."
The
You
key.
feel me?
You
So
didn't make nothing.
it's like I think for like for example, like Suno, I've dabbled in Suno. I played around with Suno just to kind of get a feel of what it is. I think it's excellent for writers. If I'm a writer and I'm just trying to write these songs, I don't know how to produce. I don't have nothing. You know what I mean? I got these ideas, and I can write my record in there. I can sing it how I want it to be, how I want it the melody to go, and
Yeah.
then it'll create it. And then I can go back later and have somebody reproduce it or whatever, or sell, try to pitch this idea of this song to someone,
Right.
you know. But if I'm putting it out and I'm saying like, yeah, this is all me and blah blah blah, and it's on Spotify, and I think that's where it becomes an issue. It's how it's used.
Like when you ask for a Motown type song, they go through Motown songs and create it based off those songs. It's not like they're creating out of thin air. They are utilizing
Right,
art that's already there, just like when they was doing the NFTs and they was creating art. For people was creating art to sell NFTs, but the art was being created based off of other people's art. Like they
right,
was taking little bits and pieces of other people's art. And I agree with you. Like one thing I know, technology when it's here, it's here. Once it's here, it ain't going nowhere. So you either adapt or die, right? I agree with you
yeah,
100% on Suno because my boy, he's like a dope songwriter, but he can never really sing. So he always had a hard time getting his melodies and stuff out. But now he's in Suno killing, because he can
yeah,
write it, he can get the melody the way he wants it. So I think, like you said, it's a perfect tool for songwriters. And I think it is a good tool, like you said, if you're a producer and you like, yo, I want to create my own sample. So you go and
yeah,
get the prompt you want and you create your own sample and chop up what made a prompt for it, chop up the AI version. But
yeah,
I think it gets tricky, like you said, when people going in like doing whole albums in 10 minutes, and then now you can create like the whole AI is so crazy because my boy did it. He don't
yeah,
sing. He used to play trumpet when we was in high school, but he don't sing, he don't produce nothing. This dude created an AI artist, like a whole album, songs done, and the songs are jamming. That's what's crazy. But you can still tell
yeah,
it's a feel. It's a feel thing that AI hasn't been able to capture. It's like it's a feel. Like it's something about it that don't feel real. But he created that, and then he created the artist to sing the songs, like and was like making videos,
yeah.
like yeah, yeah. He made AI
And
videos
making a
like
killing.
dude, I was like, this is crazy because he was just telling me, he was like, yo, I could do wild bunch videos. Y'all just need to send me pictures and I can put y'all in any environment. Yeah, like, you don't even have to be there. I could just put y'all in environments and create different video. I'm like, so that's what I mean when it's tools like that. I'm like, that would be dope to use like that because now we could create 2 or 3 different videos for one song. The
Right.
dad's been doing it, but dad's been like, dad's been using it like an old nigga. Like,
You
but he doing it.
yeah,
But he's doing it. But so I agree with you there on that. And even I do a lot of syncs. Like I do a lot of like film and
yeah,
TV stuff.
exactly.
And I feel like a lot of the sync companies are gonna start trying to use the AR to like
For sure.
not have to pay us. I mean, AI, not AR, the AI to have to not pay us. You know what I'm saying? And but I also think that's what's going to come back to where it's going to end up being lawsuits based on like, yo, y'all using this AI stuff, but that's actually like the trumpet part from Sly and Family Stone. That's actually the bass line from, you know what I mean? Like, I think those things are going to start to come to the play. It's like the Wild Wild West, man. Just like when downloading LimeWire. Remember, like
Yeah,
it's the Wild Wild West right now. So until it's figured out and regulated, it's gonna be tricky. But I'm with you as a creator and a producer. I think since it's here, we know it's not going nowhere. We as producers should figure out how to utilize it as a toolbox in our toolkit of all the things we do, not just the thing. It can't be the thing.
actually, and I totally agree, bro. Actually, there's already been lawsuits. I think Warner Brothers, they were suing Suno. There's a big lawsuit with UMG and like a few companies that are like Suno.
Yeah.
Um, I think Warner Brothers settled with Suno, and what they're going to end up doing is I think we talked about this as well. What they're going to end up doing is they're going to end up paying, like, let's say I'm an artist on Warner Brothers, and someone wants to use my likeness. They want to use something that sounds like me.
Yep.
They'll be able to pay a licensing fee through Suno in order to license that person's likeness, basically.
Yeah, yeah, and to break it down for everybody who so what he basically saying is there's going to be a section, and it's funny because me and you talked about this way before this because I told you this is what I thought was going to happen, right?
Yep, yep,
Remember I said there because first me and you was trying to figure out why they trying to get everybody's publishing, like why are they paying so much money for everybody publishing? because now if you own all they publishing and you own the likeness, you could put them on any website now and let people create AI versions and AI verses. And because you only publishing and likeness, when people do it, say Prince Angelus says he wants to do a single with Mary J. Blige, he can go to the Warner Brothers site and do a prompt for Mary J and AI and do a AI verse with him, and it'll be legit though because it's being licensed through the label, so he can actually say Prince Angelus featuring Mary J. Blige because he paid this licensing fee. That's what he's talking about, and that's what's going on. So we need to, be careful. Hold on, you need to be careful because that's going to be the next wave, right? That's going to be the next wave of people like going through basically a cheat code, a shortcut. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and that's why they was paying so much for people posting. Now you can own them, and this is going to lead to the torrent too, because they're now with AI. They're going to be tweaking the what was that they was trying to do? But they the holograms. So now with AI, you can do the holograms crazy now. So now you can do a song, you can do a song with an artist, do a tour with them as a hologram, get it on radio as a feature, this license, and the artist ain't gonna get none of that.
That's so it's so weak, bro. Like, just think about, okay, let's say this is where we're heading. We was on top of it what it was before, right? When we had the conversation before all these things have been taking place. What is that gonna look like in 10 years? You're gonna have all these fake models of artists that we grew up loving on everybody's song. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wonder how that is gonna actually work in the
But
long term.
I don't know what's gonna look like in 10 years. It's gonna be kind of crazy. It's really gonna be kind of crazy.
It's
And I
gonna be
think it's
real.
scary because, like how you said, people making albums in 30 minutes, the originality of creating is going to start to get lost if too many people start slipping down that, because even, I don't know if you know, like all the Marvel people, like when they did the actor strike, they were saying they were like, we got to specifically put something in there because they got us. Mark Ruffalo, like, I've been on green screen for like 15 years doing Incredible Hulk. He said, so they got
Right.
me on green screen. They could literally put me in any movie and have me say anything based off of some stuff I did for a whole another movie because y'all got me. Y'all got hours and hours of green screen. You're like, but y'all think if you create some AI off of that, y'all shouldn't have to pay us? Because that's what it was. They're like, well, we got y'all likeness because y'all already got paid for that movie. So basically, now
Right.
they was trying to use the green screen stuff in perpetuity to say like
Right.
we can use it whatever we want. How so that's where the actors. So like it's gonna affect a whole bunch of things. Like I said, we in a wild wild west right now, but I think there's gonna be a point to where it has to be legislated and kind of litigated just to like keep it kosher.
No, I agree, and I think we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there eventually when it's like the laws will align with, you know, what's actually going on.
Yeah,
But it's crazy, man. Like, there's gonna have to be a lot, probably gonna be a lot more lawsuits, a lot more, like, I read something recently where it talked about, I think it was, I don't know if it was iHeartRadio, Apple Music, one of them. They're gonna start AI songs are gonna start having tags on it.
yeah,
So anything that has any type of AI implementation in their music, whether it's the tiniest little thing, whatever it is gonna be tagged with AI so people can know the difference between, a human did this and AI did this. That's the start of it. So now that's gonna have creators like, oh, I ain't trying to look like
yeah, AI, yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? There's that part, and then they're probably gonna go even further. There's like iHeart Media. They release a statement saying that they're not even supporting nothing AI.
and that's kind of
So
what it's going
they're
to
not
take.
gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
that's
not
what
gonna
it's going to
play
take.
it.
Yeah,
So because when you look at it, it's like you have people, and I know someone who was telling me about a guy that he knows. He said, "Man, I know someone make like 10K a month off AI just releasing music." You know what I mean? And in a way, that's kind of like, I mean, it's a free for all, like you said now.
yeah,
So if people can make AI artists and make a living off of it, that's what they're doing right now. You
yeah,
know, so it's kind of like it's crazy. It's the same thing, like to me, like with the bots, it's fraud in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I can create a bot to make me have a million views or whatever, a million spins, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
this company has to pay me based on these fraudulent, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then what am I doing, bro? That's a crime in a way, you know? And I think the AI is the same way. You know, it's like people, I was listening to the radio, I think it was like KJLH, and they was talking about AI. And it was one of the ladies that was on there, she's like, man, I got this I guess country song that she really loved. You know what I mean? And then she went to search it in the Google, and she was like, nothing was coming up. She was trying to find the artist or
Yeah.
whatever, and she couldn't find the artist, and she was just kind of like taken back by that. You know what I mean? And they was talking about how with AI, that's how you can kind of know the difference when people start to look for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That person don't exist. There's no interviews. There's no live shows. There's no type of social media presence, you know what I mean, with this person communicating with this person or, you know, just a dialogue with anything, then it's like, damn, like I've been bamboozled. I've been I
Well,
got played.
and I feel like the flip side of that too is I think the AI is going to drive the authentic and live artists into the light.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
agree.
because what it is going to be like. I want to go to a show because I'm already seeing it happen. Like people want to see live music more. I want to go see them live. I want to see the artists in person because, like you said, there's so much muck and artificial stuff out here. I think it's gonna other way. It's gonna push those real artists out to the forefront in a way
Yeah,
because people gonna kind of crave for that. Because like even like we talk about people craving for good concerts because the new artists aren't really that good performers. All these old cats getting back together, going on the road, making a killing. Like all the
yeah,
old group, they making a killing because it's just like, yo, there's always people always gonna want to see live music, but there's a void because it used to be like new music would have its own huge audience all the time. And
yeah,
excuse me, a lot of new performers, they not performers, not like in the way of like a new edition show. You know what I mean? Or what you get when you go to a Boys to Men show. Like you don't have another new black artist creating that lane. So it's like, oh, the old cast was like, we'll come do the YouTube theater real quick. You know what I'm saying? We'll come fill that lane. So I think that's going to be one thing that could be a positive from it. I think it's going to drive people to want some of the real because that's what happens when there's a lack of authenticity. You know what I mean?
for sure. I agree. I definitely agree. You know, and that's something that's I think is needed as well. You know what I mean? There's only like who's touring right now. There's like as far as like you get a lot of the major acts that's touring and that's able to make good money off of it. You know what I mean? But what about the not so major? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And if AI can put people in a place where we appreciate those things again, then I'm all for it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.